Hey everybody, it's Kaho, main character and protagonist of the Night Sky podcast. Please take a second to like the video, it helps us out. Subscribe if you enjoy our conversations, and leave a comment or question down below if there's anything that you're curious about or if you have a topic that you'd like us to discuss. Thanks for listening, much love. At episode 30 of the podcast, we got Steven back with us.
Yo.
Oh no!
Everyone thought that he was dead. Seems he survived the assault yet again. And
everybody thought he was dead. What was his cause of death?
Well, I don't know. That's more for the viewers to decide, because I would say some harsh shit right about now. And apparently somebody keeps saying that I'm too mean to Steven.
Just so you guys know, like, Kaho is like my best buddy.
Excuse me? Says who?
Says him. You just heard him say it.
I ain't say that.
He just said it.
Isn't it supposed to be like a mutual thing? Though? No, it's supposed to be a mutual thing. It's like saying, "Hey, this is my girlfriend."
Nope. Not the same.
I'm just trying to help out with Kaho so the viewers take their minds off of the whole situation.
You saying that does not make it any better.
Yeah, did he just break the fourth wall? Like, is that what he did?
Hey, I said this thing, but it was a lie. I just lied.
I just want to let y'all know, this is my best friend. No.
I don't need no help from no Steven. I can handle an audience member with like a 2-piece combo. I ain't talking about Popeyes either. See me in the street, whatever your name is. I don't know your name. They won't tell me your name, so I can, so I can bust you out.
Fair,
in
Steven
public. Steven, what?
Steven, I'm just letting you know Steven doesn't know your name.
Well, either way, they ain't telling me the name, so I can't call you out on the podcast. But I'm telling you, if I see you in the street, it's on sight. It's on sight.
So, you willing to fly over to California
to beat somebody's ass? Yeah. I mean, I already told you I'd do it for you. As a favor, because you need it desperately.
I think I asked this before, but do you bench, Kaho?
Do I what?
Do you bench?
Bench, as in bench press.
Like workout, yes.
Yes, I've mentioned it many times.
How much you benching, bro? Tell the people.
Over 9,000, nigga. Put
That's
Vegeta to shame.
Anime reference.
It's an anime reference. That's all you got. All right, so what do you guys got to talk about?
How much you bench? Seriously.
Yeah,
What?
You seem to be deflecting the question.
Nigga, no, you did not. You of all people talk about deflect. Let me say. Anyway, glossing over that, how the fuck do you think you can stand there and tell me that I'm deflecting from some shit?
Because as a person who does it all the time, he's able to recognize it easily. Is that what it is?
It's not. Well, okay, fair enough. But it's not deflection. I'm just not answering the question.
Are you proud of your benchmark, or are you disappointed in your benchmark?
I don't. That's not what the word benchmark means.
Okay, why are you keeping it a secret, though?
I'm not necessarily keeping it a secret. I'm just not saying it on air. Since somebody won't tell me a fucking name on air.
I mean, a name versus how much you can weigh, that's a little different.
Multiple times before.
How much you can weigh? Have you mentioned it on the podcast though?
Yes.
So I can go back
when we did the question segment. Way back. Yes, we did. Yes.
Fuck, I don't remember the name. Angie?
No.
Teresa?
No.
Gabby?
No, stop it.
Nicole.
Nope.
Tina.
Tina.
I'm just throwing out names. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, you don't remember. Tina's a good one. I like that. Tina. I don't even know what Tina.
You know what name I kind of like?
I was actually just starting to go off of Mambo number 5 names.
What is that? Mambo number 5? What is that?
Mambo number 5. You ain't never heard Mambo number 5?
Mm-mm.
A little bit of Jinsei's what I need.
So, I need
I recognize that, I guess.
So
Hurry up,
I don't
Steven.
know. I don't know about you guys, but I am not sure if I told this story yet. But something tragic happened like 2 weeks ago. I may have told you guys this already, but chime in if I have explained it. So,
So let me interrupt Steven real quick. So the reason why Mambo number 5 rung like a familiar bell within my head was because when I was dressing up at work, one of our goofy ass managers was like, "Oh, look at this guy, Mambo number 5." I was like, "Who?" I was like, "Don't nobody know what the fuck?" Nobody knew what he was talking about. Nobody could bring it up, right? And he's just one of those people where he's like, "Hey, you know what I'm talking about, right?" And you say, "Yeah, I know what you're talking about." So you just get out your face. So yeah, that's why I remember looking at the video later and was like, "Okay, he got a little jokey joke here," but nobody got it, so he lost.
Hold on. You only just learned about Mambo number 5.
Yes,
Like, that song was out when we were kids.
I know, but I mean, that was probably back in the time when music was more like, "Okay, I like this song." It didn't really matter who it was that put it out. You just liked the song.
I mean, shit was on the radio.
When did you learn DMX was hella short?
I think when I watched it, I think it was like I was watching. Okay, I remember. At one point, I was watching the Boondocks, and then people were like, "Yeah, what's the guy's name? The rapper." Gangstalicious. They're like, yeah, they took a whole bunch of different aspects from different rappers and combined them into Gangstalicious, like 50 Cent, DMX, just all kinds of different rappers. And they just combined all of them into this one nigga. And I was like, wait, like, what facts? And then somebody told me at one point, like, do you ever notice how short Gangstalicious is? Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, you stand him next to any of the characters, he's hella short. I said, yeah, DMX is hella short, so they made him hella short.
Yeah, but if you listen to DMX, just his music, you would assume he was like this big, buff, just meat neck having ass motherfucker.
Yeah, like a nigga who would stomp down the street and put a big ass boot mark in your car. Yeah, I know.
So I mean, that's what I'm like. It's just like that. Like you listen to the music and you have an image of what the people look like in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say Mambo number 5, I don't have an image in my head because it's like it's a song you hear in movies more so than you hear just like on the radio.
Well, now, yeah.
Even back then, for me.
I mean, maybe it's a regional thing, but it came on pretty often. And then, maybe even still, because I lived in New Mexico and in Missouri. Like much more of my life was spent in Missouri, but I heard the song in both states. Pretty frequently. Granted, this was when the song was popular, and it was like on the, in the one of the top spots in the charts and shit.
Well, okay, enough of that, Steven. Glossing over the heart. Go ahead, Steven.
Okay.
Anyway,
Correct.
Tell us again how your dog died, or Tiffany's dog died.
It wasn't the dog dying. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but did I ever tell you guys what happened last week, I think it was, about the bunny and the dog?
no.
Hasn't Steven not talked on the podcast for 2 weeks now?
Something like that.
I think it's only one, but it feels like forever. But anyway.
Wait, how would we correct you if we were wrong on that? You didn't make any statements. You asked a question.
Trying to remember if I told this story yet or not, because it was pretty tragic.
But I'm saying the phrase "correct me if I'm wrong." You didn't make a state. You didn't. Never mind. Just go ahead. I'm being petulant.
I'm just trying to sound cool.
You're saying the quiet part out loud, Steven.
Anyway. So, something pretty tragic happened. By the way, I'm going to gloss over my relationship with Tiffany. We're doing great. Nothing to rant about. I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. But anyway, something tragic happened. So, generally, when I'm over at Tiffany's, we normally sit outside on the porch, and we have a front yard in the ranch area. And now that we have like 11 bunnies, Tiffany's really attentive towards her bunnies and dogs. And now the dogs kind of got wind of Tiffany always going to where the bunnies were. And the dogs started like just beelining for the bunnies every time because they're getting jealous of these bunnies that Tiffany is raising now. And one time, the bunnies got out last week. I'm pretty sure this was last week, but the bunnies were able to get out of their hutch that they were staying in, and they kept on getting out and getting out. And I'm like, Tiffany, you gotta, this is actually me. I was actually smart for once. Okay. So I want some praise here. So Tiffany decides to put the baby bunnies back into this hutch that was kind of broken, kind of not. It was still like $100 and $30 hutch, but it was definitely cheaply made. So I told her, don't put the bunnies back in there, they can get out. And what do you know, guys? The bunnies got out, and then Royal, the hound dog, the felines over there. Nothing we could have done because he's aggressive when it is revolving around food.
I'm pretty sure Steven cowered in fear.
I kind of,
I get in there.
Look at him standing in a pool of his own cowardice. That's not cowardice!
But anyways, he just utterly destroyed this poor little baby bunny, and it was terrifying. It made me cry. It made Tiffany cry even harder, and she was like, I'm done with the rabbits. Take them away. And I'm like, you can't just abandon all the other 10 bunnies we have just because one little bunny got eaten for a snack. But like, oh my gosh, this attack on the bunny was so morbid. It was like terrifying to watch, and you couldn't really do anything until I had the bright idea for once. I normally don't have bright ideas, but in dire situations I had to think fast, and I ended up spraying the dog with a water hose. And I got the bunny, but it was too late. And it was pretty tragic, and that's what happened.
Wait, you said you wanted praise for something. What were you being praised for?
I told Tiffany not to put the bunnies back in the hutch because they could get out, but she didn't listen to me. And sure enough, the bunnies got out of the little hole underneath the hutch, and the big dog just charged at the bunny. Nothing we could have done, and he literally was tossing the bunny up in the midair and then rolling on it. Like, that was just like so cringe to watch, because like
cringe is the wrong word. Why do you get praise for that, though? I guess is my question.
Because I was actually smart for once.
Were you? You stated something obvious. Bunny gonna get out of a hole.
But normally Tiffany says she is always right.
Okay,
right?
So if Tiffany's dumb and you say something that's obvious, is that exemplary?
In my book, I feel like it's the win.
Okay, fair enough.
And yeah, what do you guys think about that whole situation?
I think it's pretty funny that the dog was juggling a rabbit.
He was literally like just like playing with it, and then like he tossed it up and kept on tossing it up, and not even like he eventually ate it, and then like he was rolling on it, and like he was literally playing with it.
Also, isn't baby bunny, isn't that kind of like isn't a bunny a baby rabbit?
Yes, it was a baby bunny.
No. I'm asking, like, purely on, because this is actually something that I'm not sure of. So I'm asking, like, do you call an infant rabbit or a baby rabbit a bunny? Like, is that the classification?
I'm pretty sure they call it kittens, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, but let me Google that real quick.
Say
Kitten? That's weird. I thought young rabbits were called bunnies. Like, is there a difference between a bunny and a rabbit?
Okay.
I thought there was bunnies and rabbits.
I got it
Like,
pulled up here.
One of them has a fluffy tail, the other ones don't.
Huh.
You guys want the definition?
Just hurry up.
Kittens. The female rabbit is called a doe, giving birth to kindling, and baby rabbits are called kittens.
Okay, then what the fuck is a bunny?
A bunny is a rabbit, but we just call them a bunny. But they're either rabbits or bunnies.
What? Okay, so a bunny is a rabbit, and a baby bunny / rabbit is a kitten.
Correct.
That's so stupid. I hate rabbits now.
You learn something new every day.
I guess. Just so you got anything less to talk about?
So I started watching Invincible, which isn't gonna excite you at all, Kaho, because it's technically based off of superheroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've seen it.
I'm only on episode 6, but I would say from a pure like blood and gore, just action scene standpoint, you'd probably like it, Kaho.
Really?
Yeah, on some, because it at the surface level it looks like it's just some superhero shit, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's a bit more. I guess the generalized take would be like, what if Superman was sent to Earth not to like escape like his dooming planet, but to like conquer Earth instead? You know what I mean? But they're like, yeah. So it's like, in that what if scenario, like what happens then? To a certain degree, at least, without spoiling anything, just in case you do watch it.
So the main character is Superman?
The main character is not Superman.
Wait, what?
Like, yeah, the main character is not Superman.
Oh,
I guess
okay.
you could say he's one of the main characters, but the actual like the character that the show is named after is not Superman.
Huh. I mean, I actually watched, and I guess it wasn't necessarily my idea, but, not yesterday, the day before yesterday, I watched, Civil War and, Homecoming. Normally movies I would not watch, but I was in Discord, these guys that the streamer bros, and just randomly, fucking one of them was just like, "Hey, let's watch some movies." So he put on a movie and he started streaming or sharing his screen, and yeah, we just sat there and watched a couple movies.
Hey, that's cute. How'd you feel about those movies?
I mean, they were like technically, like production wise, they were pretty good, I guess. Just the concept is still boring to me. I don't really care about superheroes, but they were good movies technically.
What is up with your just you just not liking like superheroes? Like, is there a reason? Does Hancock really exist? Did he really like ruin your family life or something like that? Have you seen Hancock? Do you know what that?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay. So a satire take on the superhero shit. You're all about that, right?
Yeah, it really depends. But I thought Hancock was a good movie. Again, like I thought Homecoming and Civil War were both good movies. It's just the premise upon which they're based is not one that interests me. Like I said, I've said this before. I will watch a superhero movie or a superhero show or whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, come on,
Or
watch
basketball.
or basketball. Yeah, I watch anime, and there's plenty of superheroes in anime. Like fucking My Hero Academia is one of my favorite anime. Like, come on. It's just that I do not have that I don't know, that in-group, I guess, that is interested in superheroes. Like, it used to be there. James and Fudge used to be hella into superhero shit. They would talk about it all the time. And when they would do that, like, I would sit there and listen and read and watch whatever the fuck it was that they were going on about. but now that neither of them really kick it with us anymore, it's just like nobody else talks about superheroes, really. Nobody else talks about Venom or whatever the fuck was like James's flavor of the month.
Speaking about comics, if I'm not mistaken, once again, isn't like the comics in the West kind of dying out, or am I getting misinformation?
I don't know, because I haven't personally sucked out any information, so it's like I couldn't answer you.
I also have no idea. I'm not a comic guy.
Also, Homecoming was a really good movie. I don't know why it takes like 15 years to get a new Spider-Man movie series, but I actually like the kid in Homecoming, and I hope to see more Spider-Man movies, preferably.
Isn't Far From Home already out?
Yeah, like, Steven, what are you talking about? Like, you know how like you go from like, okay, here's a general topic that I don't have an answer to. Let me ask the room. Okay, everybody's ignorant, and then like you just go straight into some, hey, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You just go down the cliff like skates on, like ready to go, like rollerblades on, not skates, rollerblades, like ready to go. Don't know how to use these bitches, but I'm going down this hill. That's what you do. That's what you do, Steve.
Actually,
the second movie's already out. They're already working on the third one. They have everybody in the third one, like both renditions of Spider-Man that preceded him, Tom Holland, and it's supposed to be like a multiverse thing.
What's the first one's name? Maguire? Was it him?
Yeah, Tobey Maguire. He's going to be in the next. He's going to be in the next movie, apparently.
What about what
about
Miles Morales?
No, because I think they're doing another animated film like right beforehand too.
What did you think of that new movie, like Web Universe, with a cartoon?
The one I was just talking about.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good too. People lauded it as the best animated movie of all time. I don't know about all that though.
Man, they ain't never seen The Land Before Time 3, nigga.
You know what I'm saying, bro? I used to cry at them dinosaurs all the time, dog.
Oh, here's something. Taking it back to the morbid shit. Did you ever hear what came of the child, the little girl that played the voice of Ducky?
No, what happened?
Her father is the one who got her into voice acting, right? And after she'd done the little
wait, hold on. Bro, what you about to do to me, dog? Hold on.
After she had done the Land Before Time series, her dad was so jealous of the fact that she was a star that he wasn't, that he shot her in the head and killed her.
I hope he got life sentence for that.
He was jealous of all of the acclaim that she got. She was offered a lot of different voice acting roles because she had a very unique voice.
Bro, that's so whack.
Yeah.
Like, that's a child. You're technically in charge of all the money she gonna get. Like, what's the problem, bro? Like, who the fuck really cares about that? I would love to be the big boss on the background. You know what I mean?
I would love it if I had like a child prodigy as a son or a daughter.
Yeah. Like, just be like, hey, learn from my mistakes. Just do exactly the opposite of whatever I'm doing. You're good to go.
So, speaking of...
Steve, do you have a gun?
My dad does.
I didn't ask if your dad did. I asked if you did.
Honestly, I think we've been over this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys why I cannot be drafted for Crisis.
Remember, bro? He got the messed up hands.
I can't hold... I can show Brandon, or I can show Jinsei at work sometime. Like, I physically am not flexible whatsoever.
I have to record that for a video, so you put it in there.
Like, I can show Jinsei and get on how I was made. Like, since I have,
I ain't trying to see all that.
Mom, Dad, come on, it's time to show him.
But anyway,
Get out of here.
I basically am not flexible whatsoever, and plus of my special needs. I don't even know what to call it because I don't feel special, but I don't really know. I'm kind of like in between being a regular person and someone with special needs. I don't really know what you call it, but anyways, I think I have.
God changed his mind at the last minute.
But anyway, I theoretically cannot like shoot a gun properly because we do have guns on the ranch, and I try to use a shotgun, and like I could not do it.
That shit go off like Kevin Hart for here. We get sent flying.
Have you ever shot a gun, Jinsei?
Nah.
Not even at like a range or something. I ain't talking about like you ever been on the street and a nigga approach you like, hey, drop them draws, boy.
You know, bruh, you know what the thing is? Shut the fuck up. You know what the thing is, though? This is like, I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like I possess that personality type where it's like, I would like become enthralled by some shit. You know what I mean? Like, just like, it's like, this whole gangster life. Yeah, I'm trying to adopt into this gangster lifestyle bullshit. I feel like I would be the one to like, oh yeah, I bought a gun and now I carry this shit on me at all times. Why? No reason. Just because. I just feel like that would be me.
Kind of
what?
Kind of like me and my retro gaming obsession. Like once you are involved,
I don't even think it's the same thing.
Like you want to go all out.
Yeah, back off of that concept real quick.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he might be right. Nah. Distance 6 feet away, nigga. It's still COVID.
Speaking of COVID, where do you guys think that COVID's gonna like completely die out? And
It's not going to completely die out ever.
Okay. Let me backtrack here a little bit. Do you think when we're going to be completely reopened?
Most places already are.
I feel like where me and Jinsei are, it's like taking a toll on us more so because I feel like
you don't. I feel like once again you don't know what you're talking about. But like, what is it that you're trying to do that you're not allowed to do because of COVID?
Bowling, the bowling alleys.
Okay, bowling alleys are open. Go ahead, next one. What's up?
I know theaters are open, but there's no movies. There's only like 2 movies, like Mortal Kombat and Demon Slayer are only playing. I feel
false, like go ahead.
I feel like the world is still slowing down, and I realize a lot of people are faking their COVID vaccinations too, and a lot of people tend to not be wearing masks anymore. But anyway, I feel like.
Can you fake a COVID vaccination? Like, can you just be like, "Oh, doctor, write some shit up on here, make it look like I'm vaccinated"?
No, that would be a federal crime. Illegal.
Okay, so what else is it that you want to do, Stephen, that you're not allowed to?
Yeah,
he didn't.
He didn't ask you what you thought about COVID. He's saying, "What do you want to do?" That you're saying, "I can't do it."
Fast food restaurants, like like every time you go in, you can either only order your food. You can't like go in and sit. Like if everything
false.
Is blocked out. I want to chill. Like I want to go to Jack in the Box or I want to go to Taco Bell.
Like that's also false because
it is false.
like where are you going where you can't sit down? Like what are you talking about?
Do you just live in like a fantasy world or something? I just went to Wing Shack and sat down yesterday.
Hey, did you take a picture of the wings you got from Wing Shack?
I didn't.
Because I ain't never heard of it before because I want to know what it looks like. What you get?
I just got like the regular buffalo wings and some fries. I wanted some wings and I didn't feel like making them. And Wing Shack is only like 6 minutes away from here.
I ain't never heard of Wing Shack, so I wanted to see. So next time you go, take pictures.
They got like this.
Don't get like buffalo though. Get something like exotic.
What's exotic?
Anything Asian inspired up on the menu?
Yeah, they do have that. What's that shit called? I don't know what it's called, but they do have some there. I had a sample of it once. It was pretty damn good. It had like it was like a sweet, tangy-ish sauce, and it had like sesame seeds and green onions and shit.
I think we call it dragon.
Dragon?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We call it dragon out here, at least. Dragon kick with the sesame seeds on it. at the place I go to.
I don't really go out to eat very often, but next time I do, I'll try and remember.
But we're not forgetting about what the hell you talking about, Steven, because I still want to know what it is that you're trying to do.
Minus the bullshit.
I don't know. That's going out and about.
Just say that. Just say I don't really like. I'm used to like not doing shit, so I'm just still assuming that you can't do shit.
I just feel like, well, Tiffany, her body is weaker.
Nigga, stop! What the fuck? Quit throwing your girl under the bus, nigga. Damn.
Anyway,
you ain't supposed to do that. Like if Io came out here and was like, "Hey, y'all, Devon cool, but bro, she got 6 toes on her right foot," I would do the same thing. I'd be like, "Whoa, Io, stop! Don't do that."
Okay. Anyways, I just feel like everybody is still in fear of COVID, and I just wish like the whole aura.
So what I got from it, in between of you, Kaho's jokes and your lack of tact,
chicanery,
that Tiffany still can't go nowhere because she's still worried about COVID, which is a perfectly reasonable thought process. There's like nothing wrong with that at all.
Considering COVID is still out there.
Yes.
We're still in a pandemic, you stupid motherfucker.
So I feel like you're complaining for no reason, unfortunately. Now, the only reason why I truly asked you what it is that you're trying to do, because I really wanted to know, like, what is it motherfucker, like, what are you seeking to do to make sure that you are still alive? Like, what confirmation are you looking for?
Like, where you don't have to wear masks at all anymore. Like, I want to go back to, like, the time. I don't mind the mask, but I feel like I feel like kind of trapped in them. Like, I just wish you can be more free.
More free to contract a virus and then cough and spread it and kill somebody's grandma. Like, what the fuck do you mean more free? Your freedoms are not impinged whatsoever just because you gotta cover your nose and mouth.
And it's really only for a little bit, because once you go and sit down, they was like, go ahead, take your mask off, right? Like,
yeah, like once you're in a booth in any, like, say you're going bowling or whatever the fuck, if they have the booths and shit, you ain't gotta wear your mask inside the booth. It's really just, you gotta walk in the building with your mask on. Once you're settled, you take that shit off. It's just like being at home or in your fucking car. When you're around, like, general public, people that you don't know, people that don't know you, people that feel unsafe, people that have a good reason to feel unsafe, you put your fucking mask on. Like, I don't understand the, like, people are like, oh, like, I feel like I'm trapped. I got a mask on, therefore my autonomy is being impinged. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any damn sense to me.
Maybe I don't feel trapped. Maybe I'm just tired of the COVID in general. And I'm sure everyone is by now.
Yes, everyone is. The entire fucking world is. Everyone wants things to go back to normal, but you're just gonna have to face the fact, buddy. This is the new normal. Like, the mask shit isn't gonna last forever. It's just not. Like, I mean, influenza is still around. People still get influenza shots every fucking year. Flu shots and shit every fucking year. That's eventually what is going to be going on with COVID. It's not going to be a thing that everyone cowers in fear from, because we're going to have, like, vaccines available at every fucking Walgreens.
And Walmart.
And Walmart, apparently.
This is just like, but right now, that shit is essentially free. Eventually, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah. It's free because it's a fucking pandemic. Like, people's lives are in danger because of this shit. But you know what? Like, I feel I shouldn't even, like, go hard on this, but I hate when people say stupid shit like what you just said. Like, I really hate that shit. Like, just because you don't understand the way that the shit works, you feel that you have the right to... No, I can't say that. It's not because you don't understand, but it's the fact that you don't understand. The fact that all this information is out there and you can get that shit instead of fucking sitting there playing Mario Kart on your fucking Switch or whatever the fuck. Like, you could educate yourself on this shit instead of, like, going out in public or coming on here and just saying some stupid shit. Like, even the shit with, like, I can't go and sit down in a restaurant. Like, yes, you can! Motherfucker, have you gone and tried to sit down in a restaurant, or are you just saying shit? Like, are you even trying to educate yourself, or are you just saying shit that you hear people that you respect say? Those people that you respect, wrong, by the way. Wrong and like stupid.
What he meant to say was that he can't say that I'm going to say is that I can't go with Tiffany because Tiffany is more susceptible to catching the virus than me.
Okay, so she's got your girlfriend, this person that you claim to love and care for, is like has a compromised immune system, and you're over here bitching about masks. Like that's so ass backwards to me. That's like if I was living with my parents and my parents were like deathly ill, and if by some chance they caught COVID, them motherfuckers was dying, and then I would like go outside and fucking COVID masks. Like, do you see how that makes sense? Or rather, the lack of sense. It don't make no damn sense. What's wrong with you, boy?
All right, I see your point.
It's not, and that's not even cold comfort hearing you say that, because this is something that we've discussed before.
I just need to be more knowledgeable about it, and maybe you're right. Maybe I should go get my COVID shot.
Maybe. Bitch, you should already have a COVID shot lined up. They're free. There's nothing stopping you.
Well, okay, hear me out, Kaho. Why are they free? Like, I'm honestly curious why they're free. Is it because, like, our government... Never mind, I'm not trying to gloss it over. I just want your opinion. Why are these COVID shots free?
Such a dumb question. It's a pandemic, fool!
Panoramic.
No.
Pandemonium. We're in a pandemonium.
It's a pandemic. Like, do you know, like, the hierarchy structure of, like, crises?
Here it goes, crisis 3, crisis 2, crisis 1.
Like, there's disaster, catastrophe, etc., etc. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, a little bit.
How are they ranked?
When it comes to virology, a pandemic is at the very fucking top. It affects the entire world.
Like, all pandemics?
It would not be classified as a pandemic unless it met that criteria.
How many pandemics have there been?
Not very many. The Spanish flu was a pandemic. Killed hundreds of millions of people.
If we had the Spanish flu in now day and age, would it be a lot easier to contain?
You mean if it just came back like right now? Yeah, it would, because we have the vaccine for it. It's pandemics are like once every couple of generations something like that happens, and it's completely like you can't predict it. That's why they are pandemics. Can't predict it. There's usually no countermeasures to it. There might be some precedent for some sort of strain that came before it, like COVID-19. The 19 in COVID doesn't mean it came from like the 1900s. It means it's the 19th strain in the COVID line. The thing that made it so dangerous is that it was so far in a way different from all of the other ones before it. That's why it rose to the level of pandemic. We had no countermeasures against it. We had nothing to vaccinate people with. There were like the most like advanced medicines that we had were as useful as fucking essential oils. We had nothing about it.
Essential oils be helping with headaches, helping me sleep.
Okay, Karen.
Lavender.
But that's why it's a pandemic.
Okay, you know your stuff.
Yeah.
So, another completely new question I want to ask you guys. Since we've been talking about like movies and superheroes, have you guys seen that movie Kick-Ass?
Long time ago, yeah.
I kind of rewatched it this week, and what do you guys think about it?
There were kids cursing a lot. I don't remember it very well. It was a long time ago.
It was about the kid who wanted to become a real superhero.
Yeah, I remember what it's about. I just don't remember what happened in the movie. Jinsei, you know anything?
Oh, Big Papa died towards the middle to end of it, and then the kid who couldn't feel pain, or I guess his pain sensors were like turned to a 2, rather I should say. And Hit Girl, who was how old was she back then?
Like 13, 14-ish.
Was she 13, 14, like the actor?
I could be wrong, but yeah, I think so.
Anyway, yeah, the one who like drew all the fanboys out, Hit Girl. Because I think she was like the main character in the second movie, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they went in and avenged them, basically. It was a decent movie. Like it was Kick-Ass. I don't think I've ever seen Kick-Ass 2.
Was it Nicolas Cage in that?
Yeah, he's the one who died.
Big Papa.
Big Papa.
Look, when you call me Big Papa. They should have had
Was that his actual name though? If I'm not mistaken.
Big Papa?
I think so. It was something Papa. It was something.
I don't remember. They should have
He was
had.
supposed to be like Batman.
They should have Biggie Smalls play Big Papa.
He was gone already, brother.
I know. Just go in a fucking bathroom and say Biggie Smalls 3 times in front of a mirror.
Stop it.
Come back shooting.
Hell no, he'd be hella out of breath. Save, stop it. Got me fucked up, Kaho. Bruh, we jumped off because of the pandemic shit and Steven being ridiculous, but we were definitely in the middle of saying some shit, and I was asking you questions, and we were talking about something else way before, and I forgot completely what it was.
I thought it just went from bunnies to Steven being unable to go into a restaurant or play laser tag or some stupid shit to pandemic.
It's crazy because I think me and the homies, we just went to Black Bear Diner and we sat inside and we ate, and that's in his town. You ever been to Black Bear Diner? You ever heard of that?
Nope.
Pretty good stuff. I like their burgers there.
I was only able to eat half of my burger, and then I brought it home. This is how tired I was that day.
Weak.
Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was the day I was told, oh, you gotta come in at midnight the next day. So, I remember, setting up. I warmed up my burger, went to my room, and then the next thing I know, it was time for me to get up for work.
One of them blinking time passes type of moment.
yeah,
I hate that shit. I hate that shit, dog.
My favorite one is when I'm driving home after a long day and I don't remember how I got home, but I just end up home. That's my favorite one.
Those are scary moments.
I just learned what that shit was called too recently.
What was it called?
Let me look it up while you go up over your what you were just about to say.
Honestly, I have some of those, but I know nothing happens. But it's like you're so focused on driving, you end up seeing the car in front of you and nothing else. And then a few moments later, I forgot my turn.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but what happens with me is I get in the zone, auto zone, and I'm just driving and I still register everything around me, but that's because I'm a person. I have a good attention span. I pay attention to shit. And I've never experienced that thing that I have experienced the laying down and then all right, let me look at my phone. What time is it? 6:30. All right, I ain't gotta be at work for another hour and a half. Oh shit! What happened? Look at my clock again. 7:30. The fuck? I didn't even blink. I just yawned.
Low key, that's me every single morning. It's time to get up, like for real, like on some bullshit. Like why does time pass so quickly when it's time to go to work or get ready for work? Like that shit is so crazy to me. It's like, oh yeah, I'll just roll over to my side real quick, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, and I'm like, yeah, that much time can't possibly have passed, right? Oh shit, I'm gonna be late. Like all of a sudden, like, what the fuck?
That's why I always leave like 40 minutes early, even though I'm at work like 15 minutes. I'm actually closer to work than Jinsei is, but I still have to make sure I'm close at work before the time.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I got distracted. What did he just say? So I heard 15 minutes and before Jinsei. That's all that I remember.
15 minutes before he has to start work.
Okay. I mean, good for you being on time, nigga.
Mm-hmm. I have to go so far back to further shit is crazy.
I still ain't hiring you, but good for you.
It's a work in progress. Anyway, have you ever had an incident where like you fell asleep at the wheel but woke up like pretty quickly at all?
Never.
Like fell asleep,
like zoned out, like not to the point where you're completely asleep, but like you're like, oh shit, I'm awake.
What's the longest drive you've ever been on, Kaho?
I drove from Maryland to Colorado. It's about a 29-hour drive.
How many days is that?
Are you serious?
Like 1.5, 2.
How many hours are in a day, Steven?
24.
How long did it take you? How long did it take you to get there?
A day and a half.
What's half of 24?
16.
No.
What is it?
It's 12, Steven.
Well, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, go ahead.
What's 29 minus 24, Steven?
12. Okay.
No. I just wanted to point that out. That's all. But yeah, I drove from Maryland, to Colorado. This was when I first moved to Colorado.
29-hour drive, but how long did it take you to do it?
About 2 days. Because when I'm tired, I don't just keep driving.
You pull over at like rest stops or?
Yeah, like I'll pull over and I'll get out the car and like fucking just do something, stretch, walk around, go, slap somebody on the ass. You just gotta do something. Just because, being sedentary for 12 hours straight is just not, it just makes me sleepy. So like as soon as I feel that pull, like, all right, like the blood in your body is mostly it's away from your brain, so you're sitting down, you're sitting up, so it's just like you start getting sleepy, you start feeling that pull. I'm just like, all right, we'll pull over, rest, fucking find a room or something, get something to eat, find a park, walk around, just do something. And I would rather take that additional time to do that than put myself or anybody else on the road in danger. Like falling asleep behind the wheel, like even if it's just like dozing off behind the wheel. You snap yourself awake. But in that split second, what if there's a semi on the side of you?
Mm-hmm.
What if your shit ends up underneath the tires in the 1 or 2 seconds that you start dozing? Fuck that. I ain't about that life. I ain't about that getting crushed underneath the fucking semi life.
So you're always alert.
I pull the fuck over whenever I'm getting tired. And I'll get like, when you're going like on the interstates and shit, there's like rest areas all over the fucking place. There's like landmarks and parks and all kinds of shit just out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And it's just because they want people to know, hey, if you're getting tired, pull the fuck over. get out, stretch your legs, get your blood pumping, wake yourself the fuck up, splash some water in your face, do whatever it is that you got to do, and then get back on the road if that's, if you're feeling fine.
How often would you actually do that? Like, go over to a rest stop?
Like every 6 hours or so.
Do you believe there's a time limit on, while I'm still searching for this, I'm running to other shits, but yeah, do you believe that there's a time limit or a time requirement to become close friends with somebody?
That's an interesting question. To become close friends with someone? I think...
Because for instance,
good.
It is written down here that it takes 50 hours of socializing to go from acquaintance to casual friend, an extra 40 hours to become a real friend, and 200 hours in total to become a close friend.
Where'd you find this?
It's where it's like a fact website.
I mean, I feel like you guys are close friends.
We've known each other for almost 15 years.
He meant to him, Kaho. What the fuck, Kaho? Like, come on.
Oh. I mean, you're an acquaintance. I think it really, I mean, like, I don't know if that's like some scientifically proven benchmark, but I think it has a lot to do with the personality of both people.
I believe it's entirely possible to become close friends or best friends with somebody in an instant, and that just might be the anime in me. You know what I mean?
Shoot. Take a look at this. Me and Jinsei, when we first started working, like when we first knew about each other, we didn't really talk to each other. And then I think I mentioned, like, I think it was me who initiated it. I was like, "Hey, Jinsei, do you watch anime?" Boom! I found out he did, and it was over for that.
And you guys clasped hands, and like the camera zoomed in on both of your faces, switching back and forward from one to the other.
Steven,
Steven, he says, "Senpai."
Go ahead, Kyle. Get your shit off. Go ahead.
Senpai, I've always respected you from the 26 seconds that I saw you. I knew that you watched anime, and that's something that we can bond over, that we're going to bond over. And Jinsei was like, Yes, I feel we're going to be great friends, Kohai. Great friends. And then you touch tips,
you
and
almost
it was
had
a wrap.
me see Jinsei. You got me all mad and shit. Like, I was like, Jinsei did not. I'm like, I'm over here. Just fucking stop it.
Third party
this
shit.
Bro, like this. Apparently, talking to yourself in third party relieves stress. Apparently.
Their Kaho is excellent.
You don't talk to yourself in the third party. Not that often, I'm sure.
Third person.
But, third person, yeah. When you said third party, you fucking...
Yeah.
Steven is a prime example of me being a good person.
Woo!
Because...
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Listen, this is why. Let me back up my claim, okay? Because and I'm not saying if, my first thought process, my first interaction with Steven or about Steven wasn't even around. It was more so somebody else who he considered close telling me about how Steven says I don't do anything at work. So if I had took that shit as gospel and didn't give him a fair shake, then I would just resent him to this day.
Right.
Now, I'm not ignorant enough to be able to say I know for a fact Steven wasn't talking crazy, because I know his personality. If this person that I'm referring to was talking crap, I'm pretty sure Steven, in his own unique way to appease and certify his relationships with people, would join in and be like, "Man, that's hush. I can't believe this person's not doing shit for you, person." So, I feel like to a degree, Steven could get backhanded at any given moment. But again, I'm a better person, and I have greater understanding to how this whole intermingling at work shit goes. Like, just from being around and being on all three shifts, everybody has one thing in common, and it's that they like to bask in ignorance. Because nobody truly knows who did what before they got there, or who does what after they leave. They just assume that they're the only ones working, unfortunately.
Why is that?
Because all you motherfuckers are stupid. But anyway, it's like really. Like, these big businesses are really going to hire people to not do nothing for 8 hours? Like, are you serious? Like, the expectation in your mind that somebody's getting paid the same amount of money as you to stand still in the store and not do anything without any kind of repercussions is utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. But whatever. We're not even going to get into that. But what I'm saying is, if I had just like took that shit as gospel, I would probably like, Steven would have got like jumped outside of his car.
Yeah, fuck that nigga up.
Yeah, like, you know. But again, good person is like, you know what? Inherently, the person who's telling me this shit is not worth the shit. Why would I take his word? So, let's see, like, everybody deserves one shot. You get one chance, generally, one chance to like not fuck up.
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah. Mom spaghetti.
I would say you are a very patient person. That's what, insofar as Steven is concerned, I'm gonna say you're a very patient person. And you know what? It might just be because you interact with his caliber of people, a person, far more often than I do. You know what?
Because you definitely cut from that cloth of where you don't have time to interact with them.
I really don't.
The everyday Neanderthal.
No, I really don't. Like,
but everybody deserves a chance, Kyle. There's like growth. You never stop growing as a person. That's what
why do you think I'm doing a podcast with this fool?
I'm just saying. You just never. That's what I'm like. It's like, I think that line of thinking is to your detriment. I mean, only because like you're robbing yourself of certain experiences. You may look at them in the short run as like, this is a waste of time and I'm not going to gain anything from this. But the experience itself, you're going to gain plenty, because guess what? This motherfucker's going to annoy you. You're going to come to me with a story and like, it's going to be the best thing ever. Why do you think my favorite story is from Walter?
First of all, let me walk back on something that you just said there, or walk you back on that. This is you, like, you're standing there and I'm going to put my hands right on your chest and just push you back as we go back over some shit that you just said that needs to be retread.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, nigga, I don't think it's fair to like this is good example. Suneo has literally come out and said, I don't fuck with people unless I have something to gain from them. Mind you, this was many, many years ago. He's grown and changed as a person. But that's some shit that he said. That's some shit that all of us gave him shit for, because that's some what's the fucking word? Like the person who's, I can't think of it right now. Starts with an S. Sociopathic shit. That's some sociopathic shit. I am very egotistical. I'm egocentric, but I am not a sociopath. The reason why I do this, like with Steven, it's not because I think that I have something to gain from him. On the contrary, I think that I have nothing to gain from Steven being here. The reason why I am doing it is because the fact that I do believe that people can change, grow, and learn. And I think that even this boulder-headed idiot can grow, change, and learn. It's going to take a minute, as you, I, and anyone who has listened to this podcast knows. It's going to take a minute. We've been trying to teach this nigga shit from episode 1. That still ain't sticking. But I'm still going with it. So let's just walk back on that one. Make sure that you understand my perspective when it comes to Steven, insofar as that is concerned. Now, you use the word Neanderthal, not me.
I said every day. It's a term of relativity.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, because somebody out there is gonna be like, Neanderthal, how evil of Kaho! No, nigga, none. I didn't use that word. That was Jinsei, and mind you, he's better friends with Steven, so he can use that word. That's their word, I guess.
I wasn't referencing Steven specifically.
But I do have far less patience than you do. Far less patience. That's why I snap on this motherfucker when you just sit there and be like, ugh. Like, you can go, ugh. I can go, hold up. Let's talk about this, and I'm gonna insult you 12 different times when we do this. Because I don't have your level of patience. I don't. I consider myself a nice person or a kind person, but I don't consider myself a nice person because I don't have the patience to be nice. And like, honestly, when you approached me with the whole idea of the podcast in the first place, nigga, I thought we was gonna get somebody who was at least a little bit well spoken. You ain't tell me what I was getting myself into. I'm just saying, just put that out there.
Okay, so let's say I was able to predict exactly how. I like how Steven. I know you're here, but don't worry about it. Anyway, I like how we just talking about, like he.
Who?
So let's say I was able to lace this shit to you and be like, look, this is what you're about to go through for 40, 50, 60, 70 episodes. Like, are you telling me that I'm presenting an opportunity to you for us to do some shit together? You're going to tell me no because of Steven?
No, nigga, that's the reason why I'm still here, is because I get to do this shit with you.
I'm just saying, like, even if I was to tell you, what's the point of telling you if I know you're going to do the shit anyway? Might as well suffer together, nigga.
I guess. I mean, yeah, you're right, I guess. You bitch.
Okay, Jinsei, I have a question for you.
Hey, hold up, real quick. I gotta. Before you get into it, there is a mushroom that grows in the wild and tastes like fried chicken. God.
What's that mushroom called?
Latoporus.
Where's that mushroom grown?
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Retweet. Go ahead.
Okay, so in the last 5 years, you known me roughly, a little bit, maybe a little bit less. Have I grown since I first met you? Or am I still the same?
Okay, so
soothe his ego.
So this is what I'll say to you. For the first, damn, it's been 5 years. So for the first year or two, because I don't think I did Frozen that long. I think I only did it for a year before I got promoted. For the first year, I only knew you as a motherfucker who claimed that I did nothing. But whenever I came in, I noticed that you did nothing before me. So, moving past that entirely, of me coming to the shift and actually interacting with you. By the way, no, it wasn't you asking me if I was into anime. That's how we talked. It was more like we were in the fucking break room and they were like, Steven got a YouTube channel. And it's like, all right, well, what's the name of it? And he's like, oh, Anime Alley. But, he presented the shit sheepishly to me because, he cowered in fear to my presence because of my aura.
All right, so point this out real quick. That's the second time the word aura has been used in this episode. Continue, please.
When's the first time?
Steven said it. He was trying to get that shit out, and you talked over him.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
It's fine.
He was trying to say he was trying to make a point with it, and the word aura. As soon as the word aura came out, it was just trampled on, and I applaud that. Stop using the word aura.
I did it to just crack the little jokey joke. But anyway. And that's how we started to interact. So it wasn't you coming to me talking about stop it. But now you would do that with random people. You would go up to them and initiate conversation.
I think I've gotten better at talking to newer people.
But it doesn't matter what you think because you're you. You need an outside observer to tell you sometimes about how you are, how you grow. Because some people can't really measure it well. I think you're one of those people who can't measure your own growth well. You either put too much stock into something or you put too little stock into something. So, in the sense of me, telling you, yes, you have grown, you have gotten better. But I feel like that's it's pretty obvious.
Trying to give this nigga an erection or something?
But I'm just saying, it's just one of those things. As people, we all operate. Well, most of us operate in peaks and valleys, and you go through your valleys every time you talk to Kaho. And sometimes when you're at work and you're dealing with a different caliber of person, you go through your peaks. It's all good. This shit is relative. It just depends on who's in the room with you. You're even getting better at dealing with Kaho, even though he admitted to me recently that you really do be hurting his feelings and shit.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hurt Steven's feelings?
Like, he'd be like, yeah, he's like, yeah, my feelings was kind of hurt recently. It's like,
yes.
Man, this was he's like, he about to cry at work.
Nah. At least I can admit them.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's healthy. Very healthy.
Some people can't even admit that.
Let me say this, Steven. When it comes to the whole concept of hurting people's feelings, like, I don't see you as special. You're not a special person. And that's that sounds bad, but stay with me. I don't see you as a special person in that respect because I'm not talking to you any way that I wouldn't talk to someone else. Like, when my boss, the guy who signs my checks, says something stupid, I tell him he's saying something stupid. When Jinsei says some dumb shit, I tell him, hey, that was some stupid shit that you just said.
How often do I say stupid shit, though?
Not nearly as often anymore. And I would like to take credit for that. You're welcome. I've made you a better person.
How?
Glossing over that.
Hold up. Going back to your boss, you actually...
Yes, I talk to my boss that way.
Not everybody has some fucking strained relationship with their boss, Steven. Like, not everybody. We literally went over this recently or in the last episode where we balled up a piece of paper and I shot for days off. We shot for days off. Some days I was going to get regardless, but still.
The dynamic between me and my boss is one of a mutual business respect. Like, he runs ideas by me insofar as the job or the business is concerned, and I tell him yay or nay what I think about it. I don't claim to always have like the correct answer for it because even though I've done construction and I've done HVAC and shit, like, there are other aspects of the job that I just don't know about. So he asked me to say I don't know, but when it comes to something that I do have knowledge on, and we can sit there and compare and contrast our ideas, and then, like, we get to the end of it, and he still says, hey, I want to go with option C, and I'm just like, option C is the dumbest shit on the table right now. Don't do that. And yet, yes, that's how I talk to my boss.
Does your boss respect that, like, on how upfront you are with him?
After 2 years, I still have a job, don't I?
Wait, tell me definition of jizz.
Who?
You.
The definition of jizz?
Mm-hmm.
It's cum, nigga. What do you mean?
No. So actually, the definition of jizz is a term used by bird watchers to describe the overall impression or appearance of a bird.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Where'd you get
right?
this from?
I told you this little fact they got me following on Twitter, bro.
I don't know nothing about no birds. In fact, I don't even like birds. They're noisy and they shit everywhere.
Did you know that 95% of the body's serotonin is found in your gut?
Nope. I do now.
That's why when you rearranging them guts, you be acting all happy.
Like, oh, you was poking my serotonin bag hella.
Yes. I love being a serotonin dealer.
Weren't we going somewhere with this? Like, wasn't there a destination for this specific topic?
I interrupted you guys right now. I forget what you were talking about, but I interrupted because I'm still going over shit. So,
I just remember answering Steven. He's like, "You really talk to your boss like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Did you have something else to ask with that premise in mind?
I just think it's cool that you do that.
I think it would be very cool if you went to Kenny, our boss, and was like, "Hey, Kenny, have you met Candace?" And then like looked over in my direction in slow motion and smiled at the camera.
Honestly,
You probably get fired though.
I don't know if you noticed this, but I try to keep my distance from people that have me and Steven are cool because like we have the same name, but I try to keep my distance away from management, not because I don't like them, because I don't want to say something stupid.
I think 95% of us talking. What does he mean by stupid? Because I feel like we all say stupid shit to each other all day long.
I mean, we have different definitions based on the situation of what is stupid. I'm just saying, if Steven worked under me, he'd be fired. Not from like a personality perspective, but based on some of the shit that he says. Like if this nigga came at me. Like he comes at us on some of the topics that we discuss on, like homeless people are the scum of the world. Like this nigga would be fired.
Well, to be fair,
you can't be fair about that.
I feel like I have a different person. Like we've been over this. I feel like I have a different personality at work.
Nigga, you have personality at work. Shut the fuck up. Nigga, you said it's just my genetics. Your genetics don't change between home and work, Steven. Saying that you hate gay people and you hate fucking homeless people is not something that changes between home and work. Like your fucking fuck your fucking genetics. I'm sorry. What were we talking about?
That an overly active sex drive can be a symptom of rabies. Hey, so that reminds me.
You got rabies, nigga?
No.
Okay.
I have an opposite. So that reminds me. So I'm talking to the little homies at work, right? And we're just having super personal conversations. But I stop and I'm like, "Hey, let me ask y'all something. When y'all beating y'all meat, what lotion y'all be using? Because there's a variety of motherfuckers there. So I'm like, okay, like some people of color, some people, some white people there. You know what I mean? I want to know. These motherfuckers looked at me. Just straight disbelief. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I was like, hey, bro, we don't use lotion. I'm like, what the fuck going on right here? Right? What you mean, oh no? Because you wanted them asking.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Too. Yeah, what you talking about?
You was the first person that I knew in that Walmart that fucking goes rawhide.
Yeah, like what is that shit? Like so this begs the question, because these are younger people that I'm talking to. I feel like Steven's shit is just born out of ignorance, whatever. He can't leave any traces of him doing the nasty to himself, right? They were adamant, like, I think that's just like your generation that did that. I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. Could you imagine being ignorant to the fact that, like, in most comedic media, when people talk about, or if like anything that's like sketch comedy where they have lotion next to a box of tissues, they don't know what the fuck that is.
God damn, I didn't even think about that.
Right, like they don't know what that means. Like there was that TikTok I think I sent to you where it's like, he's like, "Oh, this shit crazy. I'm having a crazy day," but on his desk you see the tissue next to the lotion.
Yeah,
like it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he's been beating me all day. But like, honestly, what is up with these little not using no lotion? So one of the homies now, who's a little more, I'm closer with him. You feel me? Shout out to Freddie. He was like, "Hey, Brett," he was like, "What's the best lotion?" I said, "Brother, you got melanin in your skin, brother. You feel me? Get you some Vaseline cocoa butter, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You'll shine." But also, I was going back and I was like, I had to ask him. I was like, "Oh, okay." And I guess I got confused because his answer was like, the answers were throwing me off. I was like, "Oh, are y'all circumcised or not?" Because, I feel like it's really not that common with Mexicans and Filipinos. I don't know why I feel like that is the path that they go, but I think that's how that shit goes. And I believe that I felt like in that moment they were telling me, "Oh yeah, so I don't need it because so you just pull back the skin." I was like,
What?
"Okay." I was like, "All right, bet. Okay, so y'all just over here beating your meat with dick cheese." I was like, "This shit crazy to me."
That's nasty.
It's nasty as fuck, right? But I was like, "All right, I guess that's what that's what they do." I don't know. I ain't never been here before. I ain't never been in this conversation. This is the first time I'm happening. So, come to find out, I'm asking him later on, and he's like, "Yeah, bruh, yeah, I'm not circumcised. I told you I wasn't." I was like, "No, you told me pull the skin back. That means you're not circumcised." He's like, nah, I am circumcised. I was like, "The fuck are you? What?" I was confused as hell. I was like, "So you just out here not circumcised, no dick cheese, you just beating your meat dry as fuck. Your shit ashy." He rubbed his hands together, bro. You know how it makes sound?
Yeah.
I was like, "My hands don't do that, brother. My shit's smooth."
Exfoliate in the shower, nigga.
Hey, you
Exfoliate.
feel me? Like, that shit crazy to me. Kaho, we got to do some research. Like, I don't know how we're gonna come off doing this research, but still, like, niggas, like, do you interact with younger people like that?
Not in person.
I used to.
Like the Discord that I be chilling in, for the most part, it has a very wide range of ages.
Hey, you're gonna have to ask them folks, bro.
I
I know you don't know them like that, but go ahead. You got to ask them folks.
mean, like, I want to say that, like, I'm seen as a respected member of the community enough that if I were to approach someone with that question, I might get, like, a straightforward answer. Like, in fact, I'm pretty sure I would. That's just weird to think about, though. It's like,
What, these dudes out here dry dicking themselves? Like,
Hey, I
Like-
did it.
yeah, no shit. I don't want to. I guess, like, less so than the actual asking the question. I don't want to get the answer. I don't want these younger niggas to come back like, yeah, no, I'd be sandpapering my shit.
that's crazy to me.
Like, I don't.
The homie tried to say, "Oh yeah, once I get going and the pre-cum comes out, I was like, bruh, there's no. There's no way. There's no way. That shit is crazy to me.
Nigga,
I
you
feel
need
like,
to, you need
you
to
know what
buy-
it is?
You need to buy
Can't
these
even-
niggas some lotion.
I
as a
definitely
present.
did. I got one of the homies. I was like, "Here, Brett, take this. Take this shea butter, baby. Change your life." Like, y'all over here, y'all like fucking dry, sleepy pussies. Like, is that what y'all like?
You'll come back fucking glowing. Like, damn, did you get a girlfriend? Nah. Vaseline shit. You look like you having fun.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, anyways, I almost forgot to tell you guys this and the audience. In 2 weeks, I'll be 31.
Your birthday in 2 weeks?
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna be punching on you for every day, like, just straight up, like, one hard punch a day for 31 days.
And she's supposed to, like, it's supposed to be 31 years, right? Not days.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hit him.
Oh,
one time a day for every
31
year.
days. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Let me know how that works.
I got work off that day, and I'm going to have a shrimp barbecue.
A shrimp barbecue.
Shrimp on the Barbie.
Have you ever had a shrimp barbecue, Jinsei?
Right, let him live his lifestyle.
Okay. all right.
Have you
I
ever...
don't. What the fuck is shrimp barbecue, Steven? Go ahead, tell him.
So, you get your grill out, right? You can get like a stainless steel, whatever. So, put it on the grill. You get your tortillas, which in my case, I call them burrito skins. And you put the burrito skin on top of the
This is
grill.
so white.
And then you roast the shrimps. And then you put them in taco, and you have a shrimp taco. Or also we have steamers, and you just put a bunch of different seafood material and put them in a pot, and there you go.
I don't even want to touch this one. This nigga said burrito skins. Nope. I'm hitting the eject button. You talk to this nigga about his burrito skins or whatever the fuck.
No, that's you.
Nope.
You gotta look.
Nope.
Listen.
Tapping out.
Listen.
Nope, this is me. You nigga. I just tagged out. I'm outside the ring.
No. I ran off the stage. Listen.
I'm sitting there. I'm talking with the announcers now. That's on you.
No, listen. Like burrito skins. That's your side of the family tree, brother. Come on, you gotta take
tortillas.
Get them.
Burrito skins. You fucking inbred piece of shit. I've never heard anyone say burrito skins. I've heard people call them like wraps. I've heard people call them fucking I don't even fucking know. Like, I'm so thrown off by the fucking the phrase burrito skin.
You never heard of that word before?
Fuck no. That's why I said I've never heard of it. Nobody ever. And I lived in Missouri, motherfucker. This is a hick ass state. You go far enough south in Missouri, you may as well be in Texas. I've never heard anyone say burrito skin. What the fuck? Now think about that. Think about that. Burrito skin. What image does that elicit? What image does that bring to mind?
Like a white person's arm where they got like little mole marks and shit.
Just shave that shit off and wrap some food in it. Like, what the fuck? Burrito skin.
I guess they're called age marks, right? Because it's just like they normally form on white people's skin.
Liver spots or some shit.
Yeah.
That's just, ugh. That's gross. You're gross. Don't ever talk to me or my son again.
Is that what is that quote from?
It's a meme. Anyway. They're called tortillas. And this nigga said throw some shrimp in a steamer along with other seafood products.
Like mussels.
Yeah, I know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm big on seafood. Going on the topic on seafood, are either one of you into seafood?
Into seafood?
Like, to the whole category of seafood? Like, asked to eat it?
You ever eaten seafood before, Jinsei?
Hopefully he wasn't mentioning, like, I wasn't trying to date no shrimp or nothing. So thank you for clarifying that you want us to eat it.
Are you into seafood, Jinsei? You ever looked at shrimps and just thought, damn, that tail though?
Y'all tripper.
You ever asked her to drop it low? And she's like, what do you mean drop it low? And you say, shake that tail to the flow.
Shorty go low?
Like down in the mud, because shrimp tend to burrow. So they drop it lower than white chicks ever could. That's just a stupid ass way to phrase it. I don't know how to respond to it.
Yes, I eat seafood, Steven.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Do you guys enjoy eating?
Yes, you have the answer. Move along, please.
Not all types. I don't really fuck with the calamari and all that.
What? Calamari's fucking delicious.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You take that shit. You season some flour properly. Get some buttermilk. Dredge that shit. Flour it again.
I don't like mussels either.
And you deep fry that shit. Mussels are hit or miss for me. Okay. But that's only because I know how to cook. Like, when I'm cooking the shit, it's usually really good. If I go to specific restaurants, usually where I know the people who are cooking, then I know that it's gonna be good, and I can fuck with it. But it was like this nigga said, we throw this shit in a steamer.
Yeah, and then
we eat it.
I'm not steaming no shrimp. grill them all the time.
Like we throw like mussels and in a steamer. That's not like so you just eat some bland ass shrimp then. We use cocktail sauce. Get the fuck out of here, cocktail sauce. You don't season your shit. You don't marinate your shit. You don't do nothing. That's nasty. You nasty.
I put like garlic powder on them.
I can't discuss food with you.
Okay, one last
Everything just
question.
sounds nasty.
How about this, Kaho? Since we've been on the topic of barbecues, have you ever had pineapple barbecue? Like the whole ring, sliced
Barbecued
ring,
pineapple, yes.
and it's like amazing.
Yeah. Were you going somewhere with that, or were you just asking if I'd had barbecued pineapple?
I was curious if you ever had like barbecued fruit.
Yes.
Are we just saying barbecued, or are we just saying grilled? Like, is there a difference?
It's grilled. I'm using the phrase interchangeably for the sake of not calling this nigga out on every time he says something stupid or incorrect.
Because like you said, he was having a barbecue. He actually said he couldn't record with us last week because he was going to a barbecue. I don't think he ever told you that, but that's what he told me. So, did you have a barbecue, or did you just grill some shit?
No, we did chicken wings, we did buffalo wings, we did tri-tip, we did shrimp with the tacos or the burrito skins, as I say.
So
And
yeah, he just grilled some shit. Okay, all right.
they had like Tiffany's family. I don't know why.
Don't tell us how they all got like third nipples or something.
No, nothing like that. They all have they buy a lot of groceries. Like, I don't know why they do it. I mean, there's probably like less than 10 people in the ranch, but they buy like food for days. It's kind of insane.
I mean, what's like, you don't meal prep at all?
I mean, I never do, but like these guys, like everybody, I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. I kind of actually like it personally, but it's like I'm surprised on how much people actually buy meat like that.
Why?
And this never dawned on me before about it. I never thought about people actually buy meat in bulk.
No, you know what? I shouldn't even be surprised. Like, you don't do your grocery shopping, do you? Your mom does it? Your dad does it?
My mom and
I've only ever seen him buy pizza rolls.
Okay. All right. So that explains a lot then. There's no point in being surprised. All right, cool.
Did you know it's possible to experience orgasms in your dreams? That's crazy.
You never heard of a wet dream before?
But like, for your actual body to like orgasm, I guess I've always ended it. You know, I'm one of those sleepers where it's like, damn, once I realize that this shit is a dream, it's time to cut this. It's like, all right, we done here.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, a lot of people can't dream. It's called lucid dreaming. I'm one of those people. Like, inside the dream, once I realize that it's a dream, I can continue to dream for a short period of time. But then, like, it's like being in a hot air balloon. You know, like you're all the way up there in the sky, and then you start coming down slowly, and like the transition from being up to down is like, it's a slow descent for me. And like, I can remember my dreams pretty well, like some of them very vividly. But think like, what's the best way to explain it? Like, you know how anime uses like bubbles in the background to like try and convey a feeling of like airlessness or fluffiness?
No, but go ahead.
So what they do is they use like soft pastel colors to try and signify like something is lighthearted, or like there's a feeling of airiness, or a feeling of comfort, or something like that. But basically, they usually use spheroids or bubbles or circles, anything like that, and they usually set them against a pastel, pink, peach, etc. colored background. And the reason why I bring this up is because that color, the like a pastel peach color, like very, very light peach color, is like as I realize that this is a dream, that color begins to overtake everything in my dream. So like, and this has been a thing that's been consistent throughout my entire life. Like everything turns this very, not entirely, but there's like a, I want to say like an overlay or like a translucent film that gives everything this tint, this like when you close your eyes and you look at the sun through your eyelids, you know, like it's very light, very light pinkish color. But that color slowly begins to overtake everything, and it becomes more and more prominent. It goes from being translucent to opaque, and I eventually wake up. It's a very slow process, or I mean, it can be a very slow process. Sometimes it'll feel like I'm dreaming for like another 15-20 minutes before I eventually wake up and I realize, damn, that was a crazy ass dream that I just had. Sometimes it's just like it starts, and then like within a minute, my lucid dreaming phase is over and I'm awake. It's a very strange occurrence now that I'm like talking about it out loud, but it's so familiar that like I can't imagine dreaming and it not happening.
Can you actually like control an ending of your dream?
I don't know, because my dreams don't usually have endings per se. My dreams usually have like there's three periods. There's three different phases in my dream. There's one when it's just a dream. Like I'm going through it, my body, whoever I am or whatever it is that I'm seeing is completely on autopilot. And then there's the phase where I realize, hey, this is a dream. And then there's the third transitional phase from dreaming to waking up, where I have a greater range of control, and like I'm aware of the fact that it's a dream, and like I can make things happen because I understand, or usually I understand, like, hey, in a dream you could do anything. You can fly in a dream. So like, but there's a difference though. Like if I'm in a dream and I'm able to fly, then I'm doing it perfectly. But then when I am in the lucid part of the dream and I realize I was just flying a minute ago, let me try that again. Like there's this weird like game that I have to play with my own mind in order to convince myself I realize this is a dream, and one of my fears is being unable to like say I'm like, hey, I'm gonna show off for this fine ass lady friend over here. Like, hey, watch this, girl, I'm about to fly. And then I try and fly and I can't do it. I understand like so in my mind I recognize that that's a fear, and that becomes a possibility to the reality of this dream. So now I have to like play mind games with myself to convince myself, you know, you can fly, you know this is a dream, and you know you can fly in a dream in order to fly in the dream. It's very complicated, especially talking about it. It's harder to understand because to me this is all just a process that happens in my mind in a dream, which is a crazy statement when I think about it.
For my dreams, I always seem to wake up like abruptly. Like I always end up like dying in my dreams.
I'm sorry, that's not funny, but
I would say the first time I was like, all right, I know this is a fucking dream. Like I live back in the Bay. I'm like 7 or 8. I'm in like the side parts of my backyard. And I turn around and some guy has a gun. He shoots me and I do like a front flip. And in the middle of doing the front flip, I'm like, there's no way in hell I'm getting shot in my backyard. This is a dream. And I like squint real hard and I open my eyes and I wake up. And from then on, I just do that all the time whenever I'm fucking having a crazy ass dream where I realize I was like, oh no, this is some stupid shit. Let me get up. You know what I mean? Like it's just like sometimes you just be like, don't waste your time with a dumbass dream. Like for real. Oh, what? I'm at the doctor's office? Oh, I know I'm dreaming. No, I'm dreaming.
Like you and all black people collectively, just doctor's office.
Yeah.
This must be a dream.
I think I'm going to end up going to the doctor soon. Just because it's been so long. When's the last time you went to the doctor?
Get them bunions fixed. I haven't been to a doctor since I was... Oh, and mind you, people who are listening that don't actually understand this ain't a point of pride. It's just a thing that black people do, I guess. But I haven't been to a doctor since I was... Okay, let me correct that. When I say doctor, I mean like a hospital. I've had a physical, but that was for trade, the trade program that I was getting involved in. And that was...
Even that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was like right out of high school. But I haven't been to like a hospital, like I want to say since I was 9. It's like well over 20 years. It's been at the very least, it's been 20 years since I've been to a hospital, like a hospital.
Since I got my last shot for to go to school.
Yeah,
I think that's the last time I went. For myself, that's the last time I went. And isn't it just like born out of the fact that like literally there are plenty of black people out there who were deemed healthy until they went to the doctor and found out some shit, and then all of a sudden they weren't healthy anymore. At least that's how it seems from the outside in.
Well, like there's actually historical precedent for it, and it's because like after segregation was over, a lot of again, documented evidence of this shit. A lot of hospitals and just like medical professionals in general, they had a whole bunch of different theories about black people. Like black people feel because their skin is so strong, they feel less pain. So black people were under-prescribed medication for like pain and chronic illnesses and stuff like that. And then like during the whole slavery era, like black people were experimented on. Like the reason why experimentation on humans in general came around was because of the crazy shit that came out of those experiments when slavery was legal. And it's just something that has stuck with most black people culturally and has been passed down. It's usually an unspoken thing for the most part. I mean, obviously it has to be spoken at some point, but beyond that, it's usually a thing that just isn't talked about because of the way that... And this still actually persists to this day. They did a study, I believe it was in 2019, about how black people versus white people perceive pain. And it was 54% of college age medical graduates had, when they were approached and asked questions about this very candidly, 54% of them said black people do not feel pain like white people do. 2019, this is 5 years ago, 54% of these medical students said that black people don't feel pain the same way that white people feel pain.
You're talking to Steven too much, ain't you?
What?
I mean,
I'm talking to you, Nick. I don't expect Steven to understand any of this.
Because you said 2019, and then you said 5 years ago.
Oh.
I'm like, what?
This just I have a habit of saying that. I've had of like stating the amount of years because like we do this, us who are like children of the 90s, like we do this weird thing where it's like, oh, it was 2000, year 2000. That wasn't nothing but like 3 years ago.
I don't know. Why does it feel like that sometimes?
It's just a phenomenon that because a lot of people who like enjoy the things that we enjoy, like we can relate to younger people a a lot more easily, so we can put ourselves in their shoes unconsciously.
Mhm.
And when you're talking about your childhood, you're talking about these people. So you, in your brain, it's usually an unconscious thing that you do, but you will correlate your age to theirs. It's a very roundabout type of thing. You'll correlate your age to theirs in your mind, which you know that you were a kid back in the 90s and like the early 2000s. So since you're telling yourself unconsciously, hey, I'm young, when you begin thinking about time, it fucks it up. It fucks up the concept of time in your head. So you tend to think, oh, well, a couple of years ago it was the year 2000, as opposed to thinking, well, shit, it hasn't been the year 2000 for 24 years.
Huh.
Highway hypnosis, by the way, is what it's called.
It almost took you an hour to find highway hypnosis?
Because there's a lot of more information. Like this page is constantly like retweeting the old tweets over and over again. Also, another one that I didn't know of, these driving phenomena. What is it? How you pronounce it? Velocitation.
Velocitation?
Yes. It's caused by driving for long periods at high speed, so that when you actually so it actually feels like you're not driving that fast at all.
Yeah. I know that feeling.
I only go 70, so I'm good.
Yeah, 70 in a residential area. Jinsei, have you ever been given a speeding ticket before?
No.
Me either.
Same.
I told you this before. I've only ever gotten pulled over for, outside of me doing U-turns and ripping, which I didn't know.
And ribbon.
Ripping, in the city of Ripon, Kaho, all U-turns are, because there's only two sides to Ripon. There's the left side and the right side.
Yeah,
it's like that.
Hold up.
No, before you hold up, nigga, hold up. Did you just say same?
I never had a speeding ticket.
Didn't you say that you got pulled over for speeding, but then you led somebody on a chase?
No,
Yes.
I was going.
No,
55.
nigga, we have this shit on recording. Don't say no.
I
You
wasn't.
said that you were pulled over initially for speeding, and then you led somebody on a low speed chase.
I wasn't technically speeding. I got caught for having a broken backlight, and also my tags were gone for 2 years. Like I was like a year over my tags, which I am now up to date, and my registration was still my sister, because I bought the car from my sister, my old Mazda 3, and then I wasn't fully registered in my name, so there were like 3 accounts that were against me, but speeding was not one of them.
So you just lied.
I'm pretty sure I'll go back, but I'm pretty sure I said I know.
I mean, you ain't got to go back. I know where the clip is. Do you want to put some money on it?
No, because I say stupid things sometimes, and I probably would lose.
Should have put some money on this, Steven.
$100.
I almost
$100.
$10.
$100. Multiply your amount by 10.
No, because you sound pretty serious right now.
I mean, I know exactly. I know which episodes plural, that you said you were pulled over, or you were initially being pulled over for speeding.
Well,
So more than once. $100.
Well, I can't.
$200. $200. Bet right now. Shake my hand. Shake my hand.
Why
Nah,
is it always
it's all right.
$200?
It's all right. It's all right.
I already know. Like, I get my stories mixed up, but it's not like I intentionally do it.
Jinsei, you ever mixed up a story about getting a ticket?
No, never.
Okay.
You've been arrested, Jinsei?
No, I've been put in handcuffs once.
Would you?
What?
What was it for?
He pulled me over because I was driving a Cadillac. I literally was going to go pick up mail from the P.O. box.
DWB, classic.
Right? He didn't ask me for ID. He asked me when I got out of jail and how long I've been on probation. Yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna put these handcuffs on you because I just because this is how that shit works. 3 days prior at the college classes, I was taking my PE class, not PE, but it was like a weightlifting class. I lost my wallet. So my credit card that I just started as soon as I turned 18 and my ID was gone, right?
Yeah.
So he pulls me over and I don't have any identification. So I'll take the fault for that. Because I probably should have been, driving.
Checking your mail. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nah, I should have been driving without a license, without an ID on me as well. Because it's actually illegal to be out and about without an ID. Whatever.
I mean, you can be looked up though. If you have an ID registered and a driver's license for that matter, registered with the state, they can look that shit up.
Yeah, so basically he handcuffed me and I sat in the fucking back of the car while they looked me up and, realized I was fucking 18.
Okay, so you were detained, but you weren't arrested.
Correct. I never said I was arrested. I said I have been in handcuffs before.
Okay, so the reason why I asked you that is, we're at episode 30. 10 episodes from now, I'm gonna ask you, have you ever been handcuffed? You're gonna say yeah, and I'm gonna ask you why. And if you give me the wrong answer, you owe me $200.
I bet. Say less.
Cool.
Why only always $200 out of curiosity?
Because it's a lot of money for people who don't make a lot of money.
Technically, you don't make a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. My dad would be somebody who makes a lot of money.
So that's why it's $200, because it's enough to be consequential to give the wrong answer. It's enough to make you go, should I be? Maybe I am wrong.
But if you're right, it would be nice.
It would be. But do you think you're right? Do you think that if I were to pull up the 2 different times that we discussed you almost getting arrested and being let off because it was your birthday, yes, I remember these details.
That kind of fishy though. Like, you would think that with all my citations, I would get in trouble more than I did. Tiffany. No.
Yeah.
Well, look, don't bring Tiffany into this. And also, fuck whatever you're talking about. I was making a point. So, do you understand why it would be like not only stupid, but like very irresponsible? And or rather, do you know why I said it was a lie? So I said, "Oh, so you just lied."
Probably did.
Okay.
And you know what? One thing I learned is to never bet against you because you're a lot smarter than I am.
You can stop stroking my ego now. It's not going to get you anywhere. I'm very straight. Although...
Stroke that man.
No. Steven ain't equipped for this ride.
You're right.
I'm not equipped for a lot of stuff, but I just, yellow it.
Yeah. What was I about to say?
I felt like I don't know, the way you brought it up, the way you yeah, I was about to incriminate myself.
So yeah, I mean, whatever, nigga. It's 2021. I can incriminate myself if I want to. So
go ahead.
So in looking through dating apps and whatnot, right? Just checking it out.
Which one?
Nigga, what do you care? So just checking out different.
Because all these dating apps have different people up on there. What are you talking about? That's why
I'm generalizing. Because it's not limited to one.
All right, so just say that. All right, bet.
But checking them out, like something that I've noticed, and it's something that I guess I don't know. Like saying that I'm coming to terms with it is kind of weird because it puts a negative connotation on it. But something that I've noticed that I do, or compared to what I used to do in similar situations, is like when I'm like, because if I were to go browsing through one of these things, I'd expect to only see women because that's what I'm interested in. But every now and then, you'll get like people who are transgendered or people who are gay or bisexual who I don't know how this works, but somehow manage to pop up when it says, or when the setting is, I'm strictly looking for women. And like at first I was just thinking like, it's weird that that these individuals keep coming up here. It's weird that I keep seeing like trans women or gay men pop up. It's very strange because I go back and try and fuck with settings to see like if I did something wrong. Not necessarily because like I have anything against them appearing there, but it's just it's a setting that I think I fucked up on, and I don't like to fuck shit up. So whatever, like it happens enough to the point where I don't even care anymore. It's just the swipe of a fucking screen. And then I want to say more recently though, like I'll come across like a trans woman, and it's like it takes a second, like I have to look at the picture for a second, but I realize like before reading the bio, oh, it's a trans woman. And how do I guess I know what I want to say, but I'm still hesitating to say it.
Go ahead, bruh, because so I can hurry up and I can not only incriminate myself, but I can also
sometimes
I got a story myself.
Yeah, sometimes, even though I'm aware that this person is a trans woman, I'll find myself thinking like, damn, she is fine. Like, what the fuck? And then I stop and think, like, did I just think that? Where'd that thought come from? Is that strange? Is that weird? Is it odd? It's not. Like, me as a person who keeps the type of principles and morals and understanding that I keep, like, I know it's not weird because you can find anyone attractive for any reason. And then when I sit back and I think about it later on, it brings up that conversation that we had, or not we, you weren't there, that I had, it was a bunch of us in the Axiom group. We were talking about like, hey, if you found the perfect person, but that perfect person was the opposite gender of what you are attracted to, would you try and make things work with that person? It takes me back to that conversation, and we've discussed that before on a much earlier episode of the podcast.
But I believe because you posed the question, but you did it in a way that was supposed to be misleading.
Yeah, well, initially the person who posed the question was Saneo. I posed it to other people. Because,
but I'm saying on the podcast you pose it like that.
Yeah. And like, so I go back to that conversation, just like in my mind, I go back to that conversation, the answer that I gave to it, and it seems less strange, less unusual. It almost seems normal. So I have to sit there with my thoughts, and I've done this a number of times. I've sat there and I've just thought about it, like, isn't this the goal? To make this thing normal? Like, isn't this how we want everyone to feel? Like, not necessarily to be attracted to someone who is, was like not born a woman, but the concept to be normal, to be accepted, to see that person as normal, and the first time it happened, it was almost like a revelation to me, because like I can talk about it outside of myself, but when I actually put myself in that situation, for a very brief moment, I understand what we've been being told by this community our entire lives. They just want to be seen as normal. Like, I feel like I gain an actual true understanding because I see this person who is a trans woman as attractive, when normally it's never, and this is never something that I would admit under normal circumstances, because, you know, people are going to think you're weird now. You know, but I'm not, I mean, you know how I am. If a person is going to disagree with me on something that I think is fundamental and inalienable, then I'm going to tell that person to go fuck themselves. And I think, over time, over these very recent years, it's moved from just being idealism to actually, like I feel like if I was, I wouldn't be on the fence about this anymore. If I was in, like, say hypothetically, there were two sides to it and then there were a fence, I would be straddling that fence normally. But now I feel like I would be on the side of these people, and this is not like some virtue signal or anything, but I feel like I get it now. And it's, in a way, it's very relieving. Because it's more than just wanting it. I feel like I get it now.
You're actually aiding in it becoming the norm. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like you're doing more than just, yeah, I stand with you. Like you're now. Okay. All right. So what I'm not getting is why did you think you had to go through all this to come to this point?
Because of, I want to say it's because of the way that I was raised.
Yeah, like, so my second question is, because we are black men and we had to go through this.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, have you always been comfortable with your sexuality? And I'm saying this in the sense that you didn't have to go through the machismo bullshit to, like, prove, yes, I'm a straight man. I don't like that. No. Vagina. That's what I want. Yeah. Like, did you have to, like, have you always been comfortable with your sexuality?
I want to say...
You want to say yes.
There's all right, there's a qualifying area for this because I've never actually been challenged on it. So it's never something that I've had to say like, oh no, I'm not gay. What do you mean? What do you mean suck a dick? I'm not gay. Like, I've never been challenged on it before. It's never something that anyone has challenged me on, and which is weird because, like, in high school, I talked with everybody, you know, like I was just that nigga that anybody could fuck with, you know, like in a social sense. You know, so I had no problem, you know, sitting down at the gay table every now and then, and that was a thing, unfortunately. Or, you know, or chilling with the girls, or, you know, or the weirdos that, you know, people call other people weirdos, you know, who just do strange shit from time to time. You know, those actions that would make someone question, like, is he gay? You know, he sat at the gay table for 2 days in a row. But nobody has ever questioned me on it. Even in high school, the most challenging time in your life, I want to say, unless you're in, like, the military or something, the most challenging time when it comes to, like, proving your masculinity and your sexuality. I have never been questioned on it, ever. So it's hard to say yes, because I don't feel like I was put in a position where I have actually had to, like, prove it, or, you know, do the whole machismo thing. So if I say yes, it's only because like deep down, like if you were to ask me, like when I was 15 or 16, like in your heart, are you okay with gay people? Are you okay with hanging out with gay people? I'd tell you yes. But can I say that I would have acted or said the same way, or that I would have acted the same way or said the same thing if someone who was my peer back in the day actually came forward and asked me, like, hey, are you gay? You know, like, does it bother you? Like, any of that shit. It's just never been a thing. So it's strange ground to tread, insofar as the question is concerned. But if you're asking me just based off of my experience thus far, yeah, I've always been very confident in my sexuality.
Yeah, but I mean, your confidence has never been challenged. So, like, what weight does your confidence have truly?
That's my point exactly. That's why I have trouble answering the question.
So, two things. I'm really surprised that you've never been challenged, given that we grew up in the same era, because I feel like we all had to go through that. It might just been like the state of, like, you know, the area in which you lived in. Because I remember fucking, you know how you do that whole like flinch thing to a person?
Yeah.
Right, so I remember this one black girl in fucking 5th grade, nigga. 4th grade. And we were doing it, and then our lips accidentally touched, and everybody clowning us because we kissed. And I fucking cried. And I cried, and I cried. And I cried to the point to where the teacher said, this is the craziest shit when I think about it. He said, you know what? Just leave the class and take a walk. Just go take a walk around the school, come back when you've calmed down. Now, was that supposed to be a moment where I was supposed to quit? No, it was just because of the fucking girl that was like there. I just didn't mess with her like that. Like, you know what I mean?
She stole your first kiss. On some anime shit.
My first kiss was definitely in kindergarten. I told you I had 2 girlfriends in kindergarten. Stop it.
I don't care.
Anyway, bro, one fed me, one made sure my clothes were on properly. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that don't count though.
That shit count. Anyway, yeah. So, you know, I went through that shit, and I was like, you know, I was thinking about that while you were telling me you were going through this. I was like, but that has nothing to do with my sexuality. But like, I could see how from that, if somebody was more mature in the classroom, it was like, bro, like you kissed a girl and you're crying, like, what's wrong with you? Are you gay? Like, was it like? But that never came up. It was just the fact that we kissed in class, or our lips touched, I should say. Really hilarious story to completely change the mood from all that shit, right? So, and I really, really hate it. But it's going to be another point that I'm going to make to you. It's going to lead up to another point. So, back when I first got out here, and I was like, all right, I'm single. It's been like a year and a half. And I go on one of those websites, one of those dating apps, POF, Plenty of Fish, right? Right? And
Fine, Tiffany?
No, definitely no.
Actually,
relax.
Yeah, we know.
Relax. And, you know, I'm just like communicating with certain people. I get hit up by this girl named Danica, and like she's like actively talking to me, right? I don't know what the fuck happens. I think I ended up deleting POF. So, you know, whatever, nothing happens. So years later, I'm working in Manteca, and one of these transients comes into the store. One who's been kicked out, right? Like, you're banned from the store. And it's this dude named Charles, right?
Yeah.
But Charles, I guess, was either doing drugs or, like, at some point went crazy, and he was like, my name is no longer Charles. I'm a woman. So his family kicks him out the house, and he's forced to be homeless, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's fucking tall, like 6 foot, like 3 black man or woman, because he identifies as a woman, like, and like a bra and some like fucking yoga pants with no drawers. So Like, he just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy, right? Like,
That's a crazy
super,
image.
super fucking aggressive when kicking her out the store, shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Charles goes by Danica.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like. So, at one point, Charles was, I guess, in the right mind. Danica was in the right mind. Was able to be on a fucking computer on a dating site trying to date me, nigga.
What?
like crazy shit. Like, and I got the whole entire backstory of Danica / Charles from the listener that likes to hate on you, Kaho. But so what I'm leading into is that isn't it totally different if the person is upfront about who they are, what they are, versus it being some big secret, and then it's like you go out and let's say you're together for like 6 months and say, hey, by the way, I gotta reveal this to you. It's totally different, right?
It is.
And I want to say that's probably with most people who combat the idea of it all probably would have an issue with, because they most likely can't tell the difference anyway, because let's just be honest, sometimes they be looking way better than you straight up women, and that's just all it is. That's just all it is to it. Like when you were sitting there trying to, like, I wouldn't even say like you were trying to like rationalize the shit. It was like it's just that's what it is. Like, a man who is now a woman who takes care of themselves is going to look way better than Steven. It's just
Way
it's
better.
a fact. It's just a fact. It's like that's just what it is. But it's really the small percentage of the ones who don't want to reveal it to you until it's like quote unquote too late. Where in their mind it's too late for you to just break up with me because we've had this outstanding relationship.
Has that ever happened to you, Jinsei?
No, it hasn't ever happened to me, Steven.
It did with Danik. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and like to a point, I even want to say it's understandable.
Right, because you understand like the whole entire thought process behind it. It's like, look, not everybody's going to accept this.
Exactly.
And like, this is really the only way I can actually get to meet people, by leaving this like a big secret at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But there is a difference in finding somebody who loves you for you, where they know most of, let's say that's a building block. So that's like your base layer right there. To me, nowadays, that's your base layer. Like, you lay out the foundation and then you can go from there.
Yeah, there's a level of truth not truth, but a level of trust that
you need to have.
Yeah, that all relationships are built on. That is the foundation for every relationship, is going to be trust. You like, even if you mistrust someone, like that is a part of the trust, yeah, it's a part of the foundation, like it or not. And like, when I think about it, it's like, I guess the reason why, or not the reason, but one of the reasons why I can go into it and look at this situation and see it as, like, I don't know, I guess normal at this point, is because there's also a level of respect that comes along with someone being upfront about these things. Like, I told you at one point that I was in contact with someone, and like, a while ago, I was in contact with someone who was divorced because, well, you remember what I had told you. I ain't gonna say shit right now. All right, I'm not gonna repeat it, but I'm pretty sure you understand. Sorry for the people who are listening. You can just, this person was divorced for a very good reason. And like, when I was put in that position of like, okay, do I accept this about this person, and take a chance on it, or do I walk away from it? Ultimately, I ended up walking away from it.
Ah, see, I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, but I'm still friends with this person. Very platonically, mind you. And it's because I respect that she told me, like, with no hesitation, didn't even try to hide it. It was just something that came out immediately. It's very much a deal breaker. I want to say probably to 90% of the people who are in the dating world right now, it would be a deal breaker. But I respected the fact that she told me, and despite the fact that I disagree wholeheartedly with the decision that was made that ended her marriage, like, there's still that foundation of trust, because this person is going to be upfront with you about this shit. Now, there is an asterisk on the word trust there, because I cannot say that this is a person that I would trust in a relationship, because I am the type of person who believes in precedent. I believe what happens once can happen a second time. And maybe that's to my detriment.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. But it just I respected her for telling me that. And that's the reason why we are still friends to this day.
Y'all like friends, like seeing each other in person, got together friends, or what?
I'm not gonna spill any details because well, I'll explain to you off air, don't worry about it.
Alright, bad. Say less. My hands together like Birdman.
That being said, we are way over what we aimed for at this point in
Hey, niggas gotta suffer sometime through a 2-hour episode, because shit get hot and heavy up in here every now and then.
Yeah.
Some fucking I don't even know the word for this kind of conversation we was having today. We was going through it.
It was very intimate, very get to know us type of episode.
Which is not a bad thing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So thanks everybody for listening. Check us out. We're gonna have all of the relevant information about our social media shit in the description box down below.
Is Kaho adding his IG to the description box now?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
You should if you don't fucking post quick.
But yeah, check us out. Leave us a like. Subscribe if you enjoy this type of conversation. If you do enjoy this type of conversation, we go a little bit deeper. It's a little bit less of a shallow type of conversation. You know, feel free to ask some questions. You can hit us up on, DMs are always open on Twitter. Leave a comment down below if you'd rather do it that way. Subscribe. Hit that bell so that you know when we go live. Yeah. That's really all I got.
Welcome back, Steven.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Steven was on a hiatus for a minute.
I didn't want to interrupt. You good?
I don't need you to tell me that. What are we're missing? I feel like we're missing something, though.
What, the Ayatunde Skitty Bobo?
The Ayatunde Skitty Bobo. Where's that at? Why are you taking so long?
Ayatunde Skitty Bobo.